If you're in the insurance industry and you're trying to decide what is the plan that I should create going forward, how do I essentially get my agency running full force? Now, this whole channel is geared to that, and there's a lot of videos that would be beneficial between getting appointments to how to market, how to pay for it, what to expect for cost, different technologies and CRMs and AMSs and all that stuff. So there's a lot to learn, and I don't want you to get overwhelmed. Let's go through the basic steps that you're going to need to take and think of when you're starting your agency. The first piece is to find your niche, your notch, whatever it is. Find your niche, and that is really more so just understanding what products you want to sell. What is your target audience going to look like, and what are they looking for? If I'm going to sell life insurance, which is the high pay up front, very little to no renewal, am I doing some sort of medical insurance, workers' comp, things like that, which again, a lot of pay up front, very little in renewal. So your long-term plan has to be constantly churning and burning and getting new business in the door, which is still good. You get a lot of money up front. That's reversing the J curve, where you put investment and time and money into it, and then slowly it peaks out to where you're just making so much money, feels like it's ridiculous. Versus the opposite, where these two policies and these styles are get that money now and grow the business and invest and then grow it as you go. Understand that no matter which way you go, if you go to that P&C age, where that's the world that I live in, is that slow growth. I'm going to only pay myself a small salary every month to survive on, and I'm going to eat ramen noodles for a while, and I'm going to do this and that, and then I'm going to grow a book, an audience, to where when I'm ready to retire, I have millions of dollars in a book of business that pays me month after month. The only risk that you have to something like that is what recently just happened is the economy essentially died in our world. With the hard market as we're going through, companies are backing away from appointments, some are doing pre-bind pauses, and others are not taking new appointments, let alone the rates are going crazy. Not a bad thing, because there's actually some good in that all, but that's a different type of video. The second piece is you need to be client focused. You need to understand that without the customer, there is no business. You need to focus on what are their wants, needs, their desires, their pain points. To be honest with you, they're not looking for insurance most of the time. If they are, it's because of a pain point. I hurt my knee, I need a Band-Aid. If your Band-Aid fits the wound, then they're happy to use it. If it's really expensive and it doesn't fit all the way and it's not, they're going to start shopping around. So you got to understand that. With all of the rates going up at renewal, calling them every renewal might make sense, because now you can make sure that Band-Aid is still fitting them. If not, then maybe it's time we shop it around. Now, we don't always have a better deal, but we can still at least put the effort in so they know that you as their agent isn't just sitting there hoping they'll stay, closing one eye and buying a yacht. At the end of this whole process, lead generation is massive. And that's really what I want to focus a lot more on this channel. But keeping customers is almost, if not more important than getting new customers. It's easier to maintain a customer than it is to get a new one. So having that high retention is a major focus that you should be focusing on, which just really fits the need of what type of client are you looking for, what's their profile, what do they like, what do they eat, where do they go, where do they sleep, what do they like to watch, do they relate to you, is your agency really relating to them, let alone are they taking care of them, and are you retaining them? Before you do that and start thinking of retention, you have to figure out, how am I going to get these customers in the door? We've got to focus on sales and marketing, and you really just have to sit down and create what's called a marketing plan. That marketing plan is going to be your methods of acquiring clients. There's a ton of strategies out there. The best ones are paid and free. If you need them quick and you have some money, go buy leads. Now, I get it. Everyone talk about the leads are going to be illegal in the future. That's not the case. There are some basic rules that have changed. I'm actually going to make a video that goes a little bit depth on the new law changes. There's not much to it. Essentially, the easiest way to think about it is if you buy a lead, you can't sell them what they didn't sign up for. You got to focus on the thing they signed up for, and you're supposed to get written consent if you were to pitch them something else or sell them to another company to pitch them a different product. So as an agent, you need to focus on the product that you purchase. So if it's auto, you talk about auto. If they show an express consent or they want to go into looking at home and life and all of that type of stuff, then if they mention it, great. If not, or once you've done what you're doing, you can let them know your other services. And if they choose to, they can. But in general, you just can't go after them for warranties and life insurance and all that stuff if that's not the type of lead that they are. Gaining those leads is going to be a video series to where we'll actually talk about how to get leads via social media, how to create videos that people want to watch, how to do lead generation, create forms, how to automate everything. Because I get 600 leads that come in full form, quote, filled out, everything just from social media content. And that costs me nothing. I don't put any money marketing into it. And because of the evergreen content that I've created, it just feeds my agency day after day that gets us in front of the type of people that we want to talk to. Joining network groups can be little to no cost, and getting referral systems and connecting with mortgage brokers, connecting with people that are in your industry, financial advisor, finding ways to help other people with your customers and have them help you really creates that networking group that you can start building off of. The good thing to do in something like that is the high conversion rate. Whenever someone refers over, it's like they're selling it themselves. The downside to that is there's almost never enough. You really can't contribute back to somebody unless you're a benefit to their business. For example, mortgage brokers, I can help them with the loan process, speed it up, make it quicker. I can make the insurance part easy so that they don't have to focus on that. That's a benefit to them. I can also give them a $5 gift card or whatever the law requires or allows me to do, so I can still compensate them a little bit, but there's rules and regulations you got to learn before you start doing that part. I personally would focus on 1 to 3 methods. If you're doing social media, really just focus on one channel there, and then focus on other ways to get leads, whether it's purchasing leads or working through networking events and trying to just build your audience. Reaching out to friends and family is cool, is important. Unless you're the type that doesn't want to insure your friends and family, then you've got to start from scratch. From there, it's just upsell, cross-sell, anything sell, quote and sell, and you just really focus on that part. The majority of agents that start their own agency struggle the most with acquiring new clients. It's a slow process for a lot of people, and that's one of the reasons the majority of people that join this industry never make it in the first place. Most to all of us don't know how to market. And that's fine because we can pay for it, but most to all of us can't pay for that because we're trying to survive and live on our own income on top of trying to build another one. At that level, you as an individual can only handle so much business before you're writing as much as you're losing. Don't get me wrong, you're making a few $100,000 a year, so you're probably not in the saddest of worlds doing that. But eventually you're going to want to be where you have a team, where you have other salespeople, you have a service staff, you have that connection. And how do I do that without going crazy? Do me a favor, let me know if this video was beneficial. Put a comment in the comment section. I don't know if this is the type of videos that I want to necessarily make for everybody because it's just bland. I don't feel like there's enough value in there. I'd like to do more of the specifics on how I build forums, how I get leads, how I market, how I do social media, how I do. There's 600 leads I get is not a small number, especially for 1 or 2 agents. That's beneficial. And then how do we ramp that up? How do we start leaning that into paid marketing? All of that type of stuff to get the business, but also where do my files go? Where does my folders go? What software am I using? All of the things that get confusing. I want to get a lot more in depth than that. These are good videos to make. I just want to know if that is something that's beneficial watching this type of video versus getting more detailed and more specific type of videos that will benefit you directly. If you are interested in learning more, I did start a social media page on Facebook. So if you want to check me out off of YouTube, this is going to be my main focus is YouTube. But if you want to check me out on another platform, I'm essentially starting a group of agents and agencies that we can collaborate, more marketing focused and more tech focused than anything. But it's called Coffee and Closings. I'll put a link in the description below. Check it out. Join it if you're interested. Otherwise, I'm Mark W. Flockhart. I'll see you soon.